Hi, this is Natalie Hunter, author and weeb, and welcome to another instalment of my series of videos looking at some interesting facts about some of the characters from ReZero, ahead of Season 2 coming to our screens in just a few weeks. Here, it's the turn of Emilia-tan, and there will be some spoilers for Season 2 in here, and also some brief mentions of things from even later in the web novel. So turn back now if you don't want to know anything at all that wasn't mentioned in Season 1. Okay, so without further ado, here are 5 interesting Emilia facts. Number 1. Emilia never knew her parents. Emilia's parentage is still a mystery at the current point in the web novel, though we do know that it was her father who was an elf and her mother who was human, which is what gives her her half-elf status. Emilia was raised by her aunt Fortuna, who's also an elf and her father's sister. When Emilia explores the memories of her childhood, which had been suppressed up until events in Arc 4, which you'll get to see in Season 2 of the anime, she's curious to eavesdrop on any information she might be able to get about her parents. But Fortuna and Juice, the sane version of the man who will later become the Sin Archbishop of Sloth we all know and love, only speak of them in very vague terms, and there's little Emilia, and by extension we as the audience, can glean about who they are or were. Now, there are all kinds of theories around Emilia's family, including the theory that Puck is actually a spirit made from her real father. The timelines don't really match up on this, as Puck was supposedly created during the time when the Witch of Greed was alive, 400 years before the story, and so about 300 years before Emilia was born. Yes, Emilia is over 100 years old, but we'll get to that. That doesn't mean, of course, that Puck isn't some form of Emilia's dad, just that there would need to be a lot more to how that would have come about than we can really guess with the information currently available. Other theories involve Emilia having some familial connection to Satella, though it would seem that any speculation that Emilia is somehow Satella's daughter would already have been debunked by the little information we do have about Emilia's mother, that she was human. Then there's the theory that Emilia's adoptive mother Fortuna actually goes on to become the Sin Archbishop of Wrath, Sirius, who makes her debut in Arc 5. This one does carry a fair amount of weight, and is something I'm planning to make a video about in its own right when I've finished rereading Arc 5, so I won't go into it here, but it does go to show that Emilia's family is possibly one of the biggest sources of theories among fans. Fact number 2. She hates mirrors. Another fact about Emilia is that despite her always being described as beautiful, and certainly designed to look appealing in the book artwork and anime, she generally hates the way she looks and avoids looking in mirrors. This is because of all the problems that her resemblance to the Witch of Envy have caused her, and Puck, in an effort to protect her mind, made it part of her contract with him that she'd avoid mirrors and reflective surfaces like lakes, so she wouldn't be confronted with her own appearance. It's also part of their contract that he chooses her hairstyle. There are some features about Emilia that she does like when she considers how she looks though, and these are the ways in which she resembles her Aunt Fortuna, who she considers the most beautiful and impressive person in the world. Fact number 3, she's able to use fire magic as well as spirits. The way magic works in ReZero involves a system of 6 magic types, 4 elements plus light and dark, or in some translations yin and yang. There are also additional things people can have, like blessings and authorities, and the ability to contract spirits. Emilia is shown in Season 1 to be a spirit arts user, with her contract with the Great Spirit Puck and her ability to use minor spirits. We're shown that she can use ice magic, which in ReZero's magic system is actually a form of fire magic, removing heat rather than creating it. But it's assumed, including by Emilia, who lacks a lot of her own memories at that point, that this is something she can do because of Puck. However, as we'll soon see in Arc 4, Puck breaks his contract with Emilia in order to allow her to access her real memories. It's all quite complicated, so I won't go deep into spoilers about that here, but it means she can no longer use Puck's help in combat. But Emilia learns that she's actually a very powerful fire magic user on her own. There are a few reasons why Emilia is sometimes known as the Witch of Glaciation, but it's a title that she begins using for herself from later parts of Arc 4 onwards, as she begins to embrace her capabilities. Number 4. Her age is all messed up. In Arc 4, we find out Emilia's backstory. We learn that she was actually frozen in ice for a century in Elior Forest. She was around 7 years old when she was frozen, and she's been unfrozen for about 7 years at the start of the story. This means that Emilia is technically 114 or so when ReZero begins, but has only been conscious and developing for 14 years, meaning she has an emotional and mental age of 14. This discrepancy in her age is used to account for both the fact she sometimes uses old-timey ways of speaking, which Subaru always points out, and that she's immature compared to how she looks. See, while she was in the ice, her body did keep developing, so she's said to look about 18 at the start of the series, a reasonable 18-year-old appearance for an elf. This leads Subaru to think she's about his own age. And this is related to fact number 5. She thinks kissing can get you pregnant. One of the most amusing examples of Emilia being more innocent than people assume her to be comes in Arc 4, where Emilia believes she's pregnant after kissing Subaru. Yeah, they do kiss. I did say there would be spoilers. I don't think this is the author saying he thinks a 14-year-old girl wouldn't know how reproduction works, but more that by the time Emilia was taken in by Roswell, she'd been alone since she was 7, and presumably everyone around her, seeing her adult appearance, assumed she already knew such things and didn't make an effort to enlighten her. By the time this happens, she doesn't have Puck to set her straight either, and since Subaru can't quite find the words to explain, she continues to think this for quite some time. After the 1-year time skip before Arc 5 begins though, Emilia knows what's what. So, are you looking forward to seeing more of Emilia in Season 2? Do you have any thoughts on any of the facts I've talked about? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of my content about ReZero and other anime, then please do like and subscribe. This is a really new channel and I do appreciate any love you have to give for it. You can also check out my own books, which you can find on Amazon. They're also available to read free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. Though I do have to warn you that while they do contain a lot of anime-inspired elements and many of them are isekai, they are also a bit on the lewd side, and so not appropriate if you are of a sweet and innocent persuasion, or, you're just too young. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.